Let me talk to you about LinkedIn ads bidding, and I want to give you a complete guide to LinkedIn ads bidding strategies. So here's a prologue of the whole conversation. So basically, when you think about LinkedIn ads, you actually have three types of ads. You have maximum delivery, you have cost cap, and you also have manual bidding. Okay, those are the three primary types that you have. So when you think about maximum delivery is a fully automated bid strategy where LinkedIn sets your bid for you using machine learning to try and deliver as many results for your campaign as possible while trying to spend your entire budget every single day. So this is actually the default bidding strategy for every new campaign you will set up in the LinkedIn ads platform. So that's maximum delivery. And you also have the cost cap. So cost cap actually, it's pretty interesting because it's a step below maximum delivery in that it's still an automated bidding strategy where LinkedIn sets the actual bid for each auction. But in this case, the advertiser has some control by adding in a cost cap or a target cost for the bidding algorithm to pay for each results. So, for example, if you want to generate the leads to LinkedIn with an ideal cost per lead of, say, $75, then you may set actually a $75 cost cap as your bidding strategy. Now, this strategy doesn't guarantee that you'll hit your cost cap for every conversion or even the total number of conversions, but it does work to try and hit the parameters you have set on average. That means what? That means that if you generate, let's say, two leads for your campaign, one lead might cost $25 and the second might cost $125. So while that second lead is technically above your $75 cost cap, the average of the two leads is still $75. And you also have the third bidding strategy. That's actually manual bidding. So with manual bidding, you, the advertiser, you have all the control. There is no machine learning to take over or even adjust bids for you. So every time your ad is eligible for the auction, you will bid your maximum bid and pay just above the price of the next advertiser if your ad wins a place. Okay, so you'll notice in the screenshots for the other two bidding strategies that manual bidding isn't shown, right? It's hidden under the show additional options drop down. So you can take that to mean that LinkedIn prefers when you use one of the other two bidding strategies, likely because they get to apply their machine learning to the campaign. So something to really think about. So if you think about the LinkedIn ads bidding, what are the available options? So I want you to look on the screen here. Here are the available bidding strategies for each campaign objective and optimization goal. So you can see on the screen you have awareness, you have consideration, and you also have conversions. Okay. So while there are only three bidding strategies, they're not all available for every campaign objective or even optimization goal. For example, let's say you are planning to use a brand awareness objective and a reach optimization goal. You will only be able to use the maximum delivery bid strategy. Cost cap and manual bidding are not an option for those. But if you were to shift your optimization goal to impressions, however, you could use actually any of the three bidding strategies available. So, as of the date of this show, the table that I just showed you on the screen a little earlier is accurate in determining which strategies can be used for which goals. This is true even though some LinkedIn documentation looks different. Okay, so specifically for the LinkedIn ads lead generation objective, official LinkedIn documents say cost cap is not available, but still, okay, if you visit just the cost cap page, or let's just say you test it out in your own account, you will see it available. So bottom line is what? Before you decide which campaign objective and optimization goal you want to use, make sure you can also leverage the right bidding strategy you intend to use. Now, how you will get charged for each LinkedIn ads bidding strategy? Well, it really depends. Okay, it depends, but you can see on the screen here. Here is the model that LinkedIn actually follows. Okay, so you have the bidding strategy, the manual, the cost cap, and the maximum delivery. So for manual, they have a CPC, CPM, CPV, and CPS. But for the last two, for cost cap and maximum delivery, you only have actually CPM. Okay, CPM, cost per milli, and the budget utilization for those two that have CPM. It really depends on the cost cap. It really this is they are budget eaters, if you will. So what are the suggested bid ranges for cost cap and manual bidding? Let's talk about that. Now, something to note to actually remember here is that many bids are significant. You will see if you go through LinkedIn ads, you will see actually that bids are significantly lower than the bid ranges that LinkedIn suggests. Okay, so there is a good reason for that. And the suggestions for LinkedIn bid ranges are based on how competitive your audience is. And basically, you will see also that when it comes to the manual bidding process, using the recommended bid helps you effectively spend your campaign budget, which is in LinkedIn's advantage anyway. Okay, you will notice that it doesn't say anything about performance. It's only based on spending the budget, right? In other words, if you spend the budget, you are increasing LinkedIn revenue anyway. So, but if you are using manual bidding or cost cap, you are not here to necessarily spend your entire daily budget. You are here for a good LinkedIn ads campaign performance, right? So, something to really keep in mind. So, when you start your bids below the suggested range, you will still show some impressions and you will likely get some clicks, but the CPCs and CPMs will be much lower, and you will bid for only the less competitive users in your LinkedIn ads audience. So once you start seeing results, you can increase your bid to find more volume for either manual bidding or even cost cap. Okay, but it's always better to always start low and work your way up depending on the results you are seeing first. Okay, not simply because you are trying to really save money, but also you also want to really test out things. Don't just make decisions based on the range LinkedIn suggests. Okay, so that said, this range can be really useful in understanding how far you'll likely have to increase your bid to see a maximum delivery of your budget. Okay, so basically you can go from anywhere from 10 bucks to $75 in terms of CPC bid and still see some results. Okay, this is something to really pay attention to. It's still a work in progress. You have to see what works for your specific case. So, what's the strategy here? What kind of strategies do you need to think about? So, when to use which LinkedIn ads bid strategy? First of all, depending, you have to understand that every campaign goal is different. So, depending on your campaign goals, there may be a one bidding strategy that works best for you, or you might find that a combination of strategies across different campaigns works best. Okay, so let me give you scenarios for maximum delivery. The thing is that you want brand awareness and consistent spend. So if brand awareness, you want to use a maximum delivery bidding when you want brand awareness and consistent spend. So if brand awareness and consistent spending are your main objectives with your LinkedIn campaigns, more so than a specific conversion goal with a strict profitability objective, you are likely best suited for maximum delivery. I mean, maximum delivery is kind of cool in certain cases, okay? So, the maximum delivery strategy works to spend your entire daily or lifetime budget and get you as many results as possible. So, this is something you need to really pay attention to. But one thing I can tell you for a fact is that if you go with maximum delivery, this means that you will see consistent spending at your max, but depending on performance goals, you may or may not see good results for directly trackable profitability. Especially some industries have a longer customer journey than others. Okay, so You also want to use maximum delivery bidding when your existing ads campaigns are performing strong and you need to scale. If you see already some results and you want to scale, you can go with the maximum delivery. Okay, so while it might be the exception more than the rule, in some cases there are times when you see such good results from let's say a manual or cost cap bidding that you can shift actually to a maximum delivery and see only minor hiccups in performance. But again, it depends on the kind of setup you have. In this instance, you might feel more confident, or even more assertive enough to remove your bid or cost cap limitation and let LinkedIn spend as much as possible to reach your audience. And that means your call to action is so strong that you can overcome the higher CPCs or CPMs. Let me talk to you about scenarios for a cost cap here. So you want to use a cost cap bidding when you already have a ton of conversion history and you need to control costs. Okay. So for this bidding strategy to work well, you need to have seen some good conversion performance data from the past that you can lean into. And so, as I told you a little earlier, this strategy uses machine learning to find conversions at a cost that averages out to your goal. Without that solid footing of previous conversions, the platform can't be sure what bids might work best. So this is really good. One thing you need to understand here is that this is actually a work in progress on LinkedIn side, because LinkedIn is fantastic. Don't get me wrong, but they don't have quite yet the same sophistication in their bidding algorithms as say Google or Facebook. So starting from scratch or even very little conversion performance could be a big issue with cost cap. So this is important to pay attention to that. So one thing you want to really see is that you want to see what kind of data you have in your industry, in your particular campaign, and trying to work from there. Okay, and the best way to do this is that once you view your current LinkedIn ads campaign conversion performance, you want to see what you can tweak. Do you want to tweak the campaign goal? Do you want to tweak the campaign vision, or do you want to tweak the budget? You have to really. This is actually a scenario of trial and error. See what works and what doesn't work, especially in the long run. So let's talk about scenarios for manual bidding. Okay, you want to use manual bidding in four primary scenarios, four primary cases. Let's say you want to start on manual bidding with low bids. Okay, you want to monitor initial performance and make adjustments to audiences and ads if you don't see results that you want. As performance flows in, you want to increase the bid to gain more traction within your audience and control costs. And you want to find the sweet spot bid that gets you the volume of spend and conversions you want for a reasonable CPA. Okay. One thing you want to keep in mind is that just about every campaign is right for manual bidding at least some point in its journey. Okay, but you have to really adjust your strategy to make sure that it fits with the manual bidding process. So depending on how a campaign is performing on manual bidding, you sometimes want to test using maximum delivery or a cost cap to either gain scale or control cost at a higher level without a need to regularly review and adjust the bids. If those perform well, you can keep them. If they don't, you typically switch back to manual bidding and continue a regular review to adjust settings as needed. This is, again, I think I've said this before, but I wanted to reiterate it. This is a case of trial and error, and every industry is different. By the way, every campaign timing is different too. Like the way LinkedIn ads campaign behave, quote unquote, behave in November, it's not the same way they behave in, say, January or March or April. So timing actually is quite essential, especially from a geography point of view. Like different locations actually react differently based on the campaign that you have. So, if you are trying to really find the right mix of LinkedIn ads bidding strategies for your business, you have to understand that it's actually a work in progress. Okay, you can't just get it the first time around. You have to really play around with some settings. Okay, LinkedIn might have a limited number of bidding strategies compared to other platforms because they only have three, right? Compared to others that have six or seven, like say a Google or YouTube or even Facebook, for instance. But the fact that they have a limited number of bidding strategies doesn't mean that they are not all worthy options depending on your goals. Okay, so whether you want to really depending on the goal, you might find maximum delivery interesting or a cost cap or manual bidding. So you may find that it's best to manage bids manually, or you might see good results, good enough results with maximum delivery that you can let the system optimize to its heart's content. Either way, actually, I want to insist on the fact that it's worth knowing that each strategy works and what some of the pitfalls are to make sure you are setting yourself up for success and seeing the results that you actually need in your campaign, but also in your business. Okay, and please don't be too rigid here when it comes to a LinkedIn ad bidding strategy. Rigidity is definitely not the right move to have. Don't be afraid, for instance, to switch bidding strategies from time to time to see if one might get a better results than another and run regular LinkedIn ads audits to check. Okay, you never know. You never know how it will pan out. It's more of those things where, again, what I love about LinkedIn ads is that you have the A/B testing set up for you. Okay, it's important. And also, one thing you want to understand here is that you have to speak to your team. You have to speak to your team, to your marketing team. If you're doing this by yourself, okay. But if you have a team behind you, speak to the team and see what kind of results they're seeing too, because this is a collaborative environment for you to learn to see how to spend the money you have, how to spend the budget on a on an efficient basis, okay, on an optimized basis. And so that's the bottom line. That's actually how you increase the ROI you are getting from LinkedIn advertising. So here's an epilogue into this conversation. I spoke to you about LinkedIn ads bidding strategies. I give you the prologue, the available option, the strategy, and finally the extras. Thank you so much. God bless you. I will see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.